Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the Miami Brahma Kumaris Raj Yoga Center Facebook page. And please always like us on Facebook so you can see upcoming videos which we might be having, so you can get notification. My name is Dave, and with me is Vijay,
That's me.
and I've known him for more than 35 years in Trinidad.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
So Vijay is stuck with me here because he can't go back to his country. So tell me, Vijay, how are you coping? How are you having happiness without obstacles?
In the beginning, it felt a little strange, the idea that your own country would refuse to have you come in. But at some point, I got this thought that when I am at home and you hear the name of other countries, you think, wow, it would be nice to visit there for a holiday. So I, changed my, let us say, attitude towards the idea and started to sort of make it into a holiday type experience and thought, what would I do? And I think a change of my inner approach to the idea. So I gave up the idea of COVID. I more see it as a holiday, a bit of a vacation, time out. And while I keep a little check on what is happening as far as the news is concerned, I really try not to listen to a lot of news.
So Vijay is having a COVID holiday.
Yeah,
I don't know if all of you would agree
you
with
could call it
that,
that, a COVID holiday. Yeah.
but he is here with me and we've been having conversations. We had a couple before, and you could also find us on YouTube. So, our topic today is happiness without obstacles. And I know there's a lot of unhappy people about trying to face this situation here. And how do we cope with it? I don't know. And how do we not have obstacles in a situation like this? Um, so, Vijay.
Um, well, first of all, I don't think that there's a lot of unhappy people. Um, I think some people just disappear and they come back into the world.
Yeah, keep
Um,
talking.
um, how we cope with that is, I think we have to change. If I think about it, I would say that
They say they're not seeing us live.
a
Let's
lot
end
of
it.
our unhappiness come from past events. But should we put it on hold for a
Yes,
second?
yes. I think we are having a trouble with, so we'd end this, whoever might be listening. I think we just got a message that we are not live. I thought we were live. So let's see how we can fix
So we're
this.
going to end and restart.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. You see, we got, okay. Okay, our message was a false message saying that we were not live. And we were indeed live. How do you know?
Maybe we are not alive. We might not be alive. That's possible. Yeah.
So, happiness without obstacles is a place where I think everybody wants to be, where you are just happy, you are just joyful, you all your situation is exact, you don't have any turmoils, your relationship is good, your job is good, your friends and families are all good in a good place, and sometimes stuff pops up. We might call it roadblocks to your happiness. What do you think?
Well, I think that if you are in the place you just described, where the job is good, the family good, is everything good, you probably get bored. Because I don't know that will be there'll be so much goodness. But happiness, of course, is not based on what is happening externally, what is happening with the family, etc., etc. It's not based on that. Happiness is based on how we approach what is happening. So my own attitude to what is happening out there. So I don't think we should expect that everything should be good. And if we discuss happiness without obstacles, the obstacles are not external. There's not the other guy who is making me unhappy. It is how I see the other guy that makes me unhappy. And I think a lot of our obstacles to unhappiness come from our past.
Ah, so you're saying a lot of our obstacles, our present obstacles, is because of our past?
And yes, I think
Explain a little more.
we have past experiences, we have past relationship, we have past events, we read the newspapers and so many things. Once it's left the present, it's in the past. And those events come back to us. They come back to my mind. And it's how I deal with that event now that creates the problem. One of the things is that when we have fights with our family members, or we have fights with the people who we know, or we have disputes, or we have disagreements, sometimes we hold that inside and we keep repeating it time and time again. And we think, well, I should have said that. And why did he do that? And why did she say that? And we create our own unhappiness by recycling an event that happened. The event had happened and it is finished, but we recycle it. In this way, we could probably learn something from animals. Like if you have a dog, once the event has happened in the past, the dog forgets about it and he loves you just as much as he loved you before. Even if you scolded him, the dog, the pet, they usually come back. Once that event has passed, you give them a few minutes to recover, maybe a little longer than a few minutes. But once they have recovered, it's completely in the past. They have forgotten it entirely.
Well, you mean they probably forgive you.
They forgave. Yeah, maybe they forgave. Maybe they didn't forget, but at least it appears that they forgave.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
So, your present situation, I mean, just look at it this way. This very second becomes your past. This very minute becomes a past minute. This very hour becomes a past hour. This very day becomes yesterday. So I believe that if we try our best, if we use all the tools we have, all the system we can learn to make our present, this very moment, positive and strong, happy, and joyful. Um, that's one of the main emphasis we have been talking about to make this moment.
Yes, I think that is the perfect situation that you can make every moment, this moment, the current moment, best, so that there's nothing to go forward in the future and nothing about the past. There's nothing you want to remember. I feel though that requires concentration. It requires us to actively engage our intellects and minds so that we stay focused on the present and don't bring the past of what that guy said to me before and what about if I do this, what will happen in the future. If we try to isolate the present and concentrate on the present, stay in the present. So when someone is speaking to you, like you give them your full attention and you give them your best at this time. And while you don't let the suspicion sneak in, where if I help him out this time, he might come back to me again next time. Okay, forget all of those things. Just give your best in the present. And I think that will work great. So it requires a kind of active focus on the present, making that choice in your mind and intellect not to invite negative thoughts or waste thoughts to come in. And if those suspicious thoughts and negative thoughts do come in, to actively decide, no, let me forget that. Let me try something new. Anyway, I have been doing it in the past and my happiness hasn't been really very stable. So let's try something new. Let's try to make the choice to decide, to choose what thoughts I have and what to focus on. And I'm focusing on the moment to make it the best. by giving it the best that I have.
As you were saying that, I was just remembering, I was listening to a yogi sometime earlier last week saying that when stuff comes up, just pause and take a deep breath. Maybe one deep breath, maybe two deep breaths, because stuff happens all the time. It Stuff continue to happen to shake your whatever goal you might have. You might have, the goal that you wake up today and you're going to make the best of it. Today is going to be a happy day. You're going to do this, you're going to do that, you're going to be cheerful. But then somebody comes in front of you with a face or with some anger or discontentment and confronts you. How do you deal with that? That's like an obstacle.
Yes, I think one of the things, that idea of taking a deep breath is excellent. So to take a deep breath, to stand back a little and see what is happening. We can also focus on me and my response to that. So instead of thinking, why is he saying that? What is this about? We try to think, let me step back and observe. Let me observe. Let me personally feel detached from the situation. Let me look at this as though it's a movie that is happening and try to understand what it is, the message that the person is trying to give. Because so when somebody confronts you, they are trying to say something, they feel they are not being listened to, or they feel that their concerns are not being addressed. So it requires, like I said, deep thinking, deep listening to catch the message. And many times the message they are trying to give is not in the words they are saying, but you might get signals from their body language or their tone or other things. So we're trying to understand the deeper message the person wants to give. The deeper cry, what is it a cry for? It's a cry for help, but in which area? And to be a little detached and to be, not don't feel personally involved. Don't take it personally. Although that person is shouting at you, it's really not at you. That person is really concerned about something within themselves that they feel is not being addressed. So our goal is to try to listen deeply beyond the words and understand what needs to be addressed.
So you're saying that obstacles are probably not uh, as big as we make it to be, as big as we perceive it to be. Sometimes we make up these obstacles as something bad. Is there any obstacles which is beneficial?
I mean,
A learning lesson, maybe?
I would think it's all about lessons, and the lesson you learn instantly, like you understand right away. But in the lesson example, it is I who has to learn the lesson. It is not I want the other guy to learn the lesson. That is his drama, that is his story. My story is I have to learn the lesson for me. So I need to focus and I need to concentrate. And yes, I think these obstacles do provide a bit of excitement, they do provide a bit of variety for life, and they do provide us an opportunity to test our own resilience, to test our own patience, and to test our own capacities. And if you begin to understand or see that your capacity is increasing, it really itself becomes a reason for happiness. It is great to see your own growth and to discover that you are able to deal with so called obstacles and difficult situations.
I like that phrase, seeing your own growth. And how do you grow? How do you learn from stuff which happens? And maybe Vijay, you can lead us into some meditative lessons where we can something to practice, something to grow.
Yes, so for something to grow, I think the whole attention has to be within, to understand that I am the master of my own destiny. I am I am the controller of me. So yes, let us try that in a meditative state, which means reflective, which means that although I am talking to myself, each one of us, you, Dave, you should really talk to yourself, not listen to me talking to me, to myself, but take what I am saying as an example for you to go on your own journey. So each of us, with the hint or the idea that I might be suggesting, to go on our own journey of reflection, to set our own goal, to create our own path. So take a deep breath. As you said, that always helps. A deep breath, and we allow the body to relax. I feel that I can bring the energy of the body and the mind to the center of the forehead. And I think from here, I am a spiritual being. I am a soul sitting here behind the eyes. So I slow down my speed of thinking. I am a soul at peace. I allow a sense of peace to come over me. I allow time between my thoughts so the feelings emerge. I am a soul at peace. I am separate from the world. I detach myself from the physical world and external things. I am an independent being. I am a pure soul. I give a few seconds for a sense of purity. I am a silent soul. From within, I watch the outside world. What is happening outside of me? I watch it as if it is a movie. I am detached. I am in here, and the world is out there. I keep the saying to have my attitude pure, to stay positive, to be in my own sense of well-being, to hold and safeguard my inner happiness while I interact. I, the soul, at peace. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Vijay. Thank you for those deep introspective journey of going inside and experiencing peace and happiness within and experience growth. Please always feel free to like us on Facebook and keep tuning to videos for future videos. Until then, have a happy Monday and find peace, find happiness in your journey.